What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and this is going to be an extension of the video that I uploaded last night in regards to the brand new global anniversary, worldwide anniversary Sugo Fest. So we already have a pretty decent understanding of what Lucci and Luffy, as well as Kaku and Zoro are doing. So this video is not only just going to go through the Sugo Fest stuff, but also have a look at the rare recruits and the free-to-play unit that is going to be debuting alongside during the celebration. Now look, this looks to be like worldwide anniversary, potentially part 1. Just keep in mind there may potentially be like a part 2 to this, you know, potentially in the early stages of March, so do be on the lookout for that. But let's have a look at what we have. So first of all, there is going to be a free multi-pool here. It gives a little bit of details here until March 7th. So if they are going to do a part 2, March 7th is probably going to be when it's going to drop. So it says celebrating the anniversary of English, French, Korean version. We get a free multi-pool here. This multi-pool typically will be normal rates where it's like 5% chance to get a legend, nothing too crazy, but hey, there are going to be people out there that walk away from this Sugo Fest by getting one of the new units for free, which is pretty crazy, right? So I guess we can take this time now to actually have a look at what these units are actually doing. One thing that we couldn't see before is what their solo captain abilities were doing. So let's have a look at Luffy and Lucci just briefly at their captain ability. And really, there's nothing that different, just the fact that, you know, they give 2 turns of cooldown at the start of the quest, which is good to know. But Luffy, he gives the major attack boost of 5.5 when you are 70% HP or above. And then as for Rob Lucci, he provides the 5.25 times attack at base, and then 5.5 when you are below 30%. And then, of course, in their dual captain, you either get the 6 times boost above 70%, or below 30%. So if you're in that middle threshold, you know, it's not good. You want to be at the high or the low thresholds. And another thing as well is something that was pleasantly surprised about is because the captain ability is focused, like if you have a character with barrier pierce that performs a barrier pierce effect and you hit a perfect and stuff, you get the 1-turn removal of barrier and defense up, and like that effect is interesting. But the problem is a lot of barrier pierce potential abilities recently have been so bad where they aren't guaranteed anymore for Sugo Fest exclusives. I'm happy to report that this character's barrier pierce is now back the way that it used to be for older Sugo Fest exclusives, so he's guaranteed to perform barrier pierce at all times, which is I'm very thankful for that, because they've been ruining a lot of characters in the past because of that ability. Not really too much else to state. Everything else is pretty much as we know it to be. Gotta say though, this final tap, man, what are they doing, man? This thing is so bad. Anyways, if you guys want to see the sprite for this character, this is what it's going to look like. I'm still not a big fan of the fact that it's Gear 4 Luffy. I hate Gear 4 Luffy. He just looks so goofy, man. Anyways, let's move on to not Lucci. This is Kaku and Zoro. I haven't had a look at their potential ability. Okay, they also remove with barrier pierce 100% of the time, which is good. Let's have a look at their solo captain abilities. So as we know, they did state this on the website, that Zoro, he will give you a defense down or ignited conditional boost, 3x boost for 5 turns at the start of the quest. So ideally, if you're in like a Kazuna sense, you could start him as captain and then captain switch him out. So that's kind of like what you're supposed to do here. And then if you perform a crit, when you have a quick or dex character that performs a crit, you remove 2 turns of threshold. And then as for Kaku, he gives you a defense down and increased damage taken conditional boost, 3x for 5 turns. And then he removes rainbow shield if you perform a crit with a quick or a dex ally. So that's kind of how he works. The super tandem is a little underwhelming, I will say. Like, it's pretty stock standard, nothing too crazy, honestly. And then as for his potential abilities, like it's all the same stuff as we kind of expected. The critical chance not being 100% is annoying, but there are, you know, characters in this batch that allow you to, you know, perform a higher chance of crit and stuff like that. Here's the sprite for Zoro and Kaku. Nothing really too crazy, but I mean, we gotta admit, like, this character's artwork looks phenomenal. Looks super, super cool. So that's the new legends. Let's go ahead and have a look at our 2 rare recruits. We have a Stussy and we have a Jinbei. So Jinbei is going to be a fighter powerhouse unit. Captain ability is whatever. He has his special ability, which reduces your crew's switch effect by 1. I wish it reduced cooldown and switch effect by 1. Like, I feel like characters these days, they should, if they have an effect to reduce cooldown, just make it reduce cooldown, super switch, and versus gauge. Like, just let it do everything, you know what I mean? I think it's a little annoying. Either way, he does that. He changes middle row slots and bottom row slots, including block, into tandem. So he doesn't change the captain slots, but still, 4 out of the 6 is decent at least. He reduces bind duration by 6 turns, and if the crew has a slot effect boost when you launch the special, it reduces despair duration by 6 turns, and then after that, reduces damage taken by 85% for 2 turns, and then boost dex and quick character slot effects by 2 turns, 2.5 for 2 turns. So basically, you get the cooldown for switch, you get the 4 out of the 6 slots into tandem, you get the bind removal, and then at a base level, you'll get I'm pretty sure you get the orb boost. Yeah, you get the orb boost no matter what, but it's if you have an orb boost already, instead of getting Jinbei's orb boost, you're going to get the despair removal, you're going to get the damage reduction, right? So, he's not awful. He's not awful, but he's not like a meta-defining, game-changing unit either. I can't remember which of these units. I think it's the Zoro and Kaku with their super switch effect. So you set defense to 0, reduce attack down by 1, fighter, shooter, free spirit, slasher, attack and orb boost 1.75. They can be overwritten. Yeah, so what you do is use their switch ability, and then you could activate Jinbei's special ability, which would override their orb boost for this guy's orb boost, plus you would get the despair removal damage reduction on top of it. So I think that's exactly what they're aiming you to do with this guy. So crewmate abilities, nothing great there, can't be blown away, which is somewhat useful. Barrier pierce, you have to be 50% or above, which of course is like kind of annoying. They do have critical hit as well, which is the same kind of crit as Zoro and Kaku. Support effect attaches to any dex unit and it's nothing. Oh, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. And there's the sprite for Jinbei. He looks kind of cool, but yeah, it's not, you know what's crazy is a lot of the rare recruits, like I can't even tell you what a lot of these rare recruits that come out in these batches are these days. Like they're just kind of like nothing characters that somewhat support the new batch, but also are just kind of like key units to get through the latest content that comes out. It just like, these characters are just nowhere near as important as rare recruits used to be. Like, I'm talking like over 5 years ago. A lot of characters are just kind of like whatever. So Jinbei is like just fine. And then we also, wait, hang on. He is considered a supporter unit in Rumble. Why? It's weird that they still have some like Rumble styles, even though they're not even Rumble units. Either way, let's have a look at Stussy. So Stussy is a cerebral shooter. She does have crit and barrier pen. So of course the captain ability is kind of whatever. The special ability, it will reduce crew's switch effect duration by 1. It delays all enemies for 1 turn, ignoring immunity to delay. Ooh, that's kind of good. And this works very well with Lucci and Luffy, by the way, because they provide you a conditional boost with let's just go over there and have a look. Just to make sure you guys know what's going on. I believe, is it this? Yeah, it's their EX Super. So Luffy and Lucci's EX Super, they change his crew slots to tandem, give themselves a guaranteed tandem slot, and then boost damage dealt to enemies inflicted with delay and paralysis by 2.25 for 1 turn, which of course goes quite well with their special ability, because their special ability allows you to get double stacking conditional boosts. So the way that you would do it is you'd get, obviously, you could potentially use like their special ability, and then you'd use their switch effect, use their special, then you can use their EX Super, and then you can have that with like Lucci, with Kaku and Zoro, who can also grant a conditional boost via the captain ability. I get what they're trying to go for here. I'm suspecting that this upcoming content is going to be pretty freaking harsh. We'll see, right? But I'm not looking forward to it. I think it's going to be pretty tough. But it is weird that this character provides a double stacking conditional boost. It provides you with a conditional boost, but it doesn't actually give you the condition to fulfill. Like, you have to use another character to do that, which is not something that I'm really that excited about. And let's see what else this character does. So, remove switch effect by 1, delay guaranteed, and then we'll also heal crew's HP by 20 times his character's recovery, which can overheal. Completely removes poison, reduces paralysis duration by 6 turns, and if you have an attack boost when you launch the special, it reduces burn duration by 6, and then after that, quick and dex characters get a 2.5 times attack boost. Okay, I like the Stussy a little bit better because the utility seems just really nice. Like the delay, heal, they can overheal, poison, and paralysis removal. And then it says if you have the attack buff, then you remove 6 turns of burn. Like, removing burn can sometimes be somewhat useful, but at the end of the day, like, removing burn isn't the end of the world. But I guess for this batch in mind, you gotta remember that these characters have captain effects that you want to actually hit perfects, because you want to trigger these barrier pierce and critical attack potential abilities. And if you're inflicted with burn, that could really hinder the damage you could do, or it could really like just end your run, really, especially if it is the super burn mechanic. So I think this makes sense. Yeah, it's just, they all work together, of course. I just don't see too many situations where these characters are going to be like that great outside of this event, but I guess we'll see. Do provide additional healing, some additional statistics, 50% or above for the potential ability. The critical chance is the same, and the support is also garbage. So that's disappointing that they don't have good support effects overall. So that's the new batch. A lot of questionable decisions in regards to these characters. I haven't actually read through the comments of my initial breakdown of these guys. I definitely should do that just to see what your guys' opinion is on all of these. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about these rare recruits, because they seem like just serviceable would be the way that I would describe them. Okay, from here, let's actually go ahead and talk about the free-to-play unit that's going to be coming in this celebration, which is going to be this guy right here, S-Bear. So S-Bear is the free-to-play PKA unit in this celebration. This guy here with his captain ability will boost fighter and shooter characters attack or HP by 1.75, attack by 3.75. By the way, that's a lot of HP. Makes their bomb and super bomb slots have matching slot effects, and then reduces the bomb damage by 80%. So a very bad captain ability. Now, when I read this special, I couldn't believe how bad it was. So it reduces defense up, rainbow shield, and threshold by 1 turn. 1 turn. Further increases crew's color affinity boost and chain locks by 0.25. Changes character's slot into super bomb. Doubles color affinity of fighter and shooter characters for 1 turn, and you can buff it twice. Okay? This special ability is really bad. The saving grace is the fact that it does have triple special launch, but like, you could just drop this for anything else and just make this 3-turn removal. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I get what they're doing though, because you can buff color affinity and chain locks, and you get their special provides a color affinity that can be buffed twice, so technically it can be like a 2.5 times color affinity boost from this guy, but you have to launch a special 3 freaking times, bro. Like, let's be real, like, this is kind of annoying. So this character will super evolve in the upcoming treasure map halfway through March, so I am hoping that with the super evolution that this debuff removal becomes 2 turns. If it does not, then I don't see this guy ever seeing use, to be honest. Like, I don't see how this guy is ever going to be good. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for the crewmate ability, cannot be blown away. Fighter, shooter, bomb, and super bomb will be matching. When a fighter or shooter use a special, reduce this character's special charge time by 7 turns. That's actually quite interesting. So again, like, this special would be good if this was changed to 2 turns. It would be amazing. Or if the triple special was just removed and then give him high numbers to begin with, would also work. But with the triple special in mind, if they just buff this number to 2, this character is immediately much better, like way better. 1 turn removal to only remove him by 3 is very mediocre. So I'm hoping with a super evo that he's going to be a lot better. As for the rest, he does have critical attack, which is the same as the other guys. Barrier pierce if you're above 50%, and then the support doesn't do anything. And then in rumble, fighter, shooter, attack and speed, and then CT 29 enemies large range horizontal 2 times damage. If you got 50% or below, target 1 strength enemy for 100% chance of force out. It could be good, I guess. I just don't see this character being used overall. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. So, that's all we really have to look forward to for this upcoming batch. Very interesting overall, interesting design choices, but it's just crazy. Like, we just kind of knew that this batch was going to be coming, and it's exactly what it was. Sometimes they do like to throw a curveball in some capacity, but this time around they didn't. They literally just hit the nail on the head with exactly what we thought it was going to be. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about all this down below in the comment section. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.